and all fear removed. I breathe you in, I lean into your love. Oh, your love. Your love so deep is washing over me. Your face is all I seek. You are my everything. Jesus Christ, you are my one desire. Lord, hear my only cry. You know you own my life. Your love so deep is washing over me. Your face is all I seek. You are my everything. Jesus Christ, you are my one desire. Lord, hear my only cry. To know you all my life. I'm wide awake, drawing close, stirred by grace, and all my heart is yours, and all fear removed. I breathe you in, I lean into your love. Oh, your love. Your praise is rising up inside my soul. You're full of wonder. You're like no other. I could live forever in the overflow. I'll live forever in the overflow. The untamed heart of heaven, so wild and free. We join with all creation, oh let us sing. Everything around me shouts of your glory. I wanna be that way too. Your love is wilder. Your love is wilder. Your praise is rising up inside my soul. You're full of wonder. You're like no other. I could live forever in the overflow. I'll live forever in the overflow. There is no end to your heart. 'Cause everywhere I am is everywhere you are. And there is no end to your heart. 'Cause everywhere I am is everywhere you are. Your love is wilder. Your love is wilder. Your praise is rising up inside my soul. You're full of wonder. You're like no other. I could live forever in the overflow. I'll live forever in the overflow. There is no end to your heart. 'Cause everywhere I am is everywhere you are. There is no end to your heart. 'Cause everywhere I am is everywhere you are. Your love is wilder. Your love is wilder. Your praise is rising up inside my soul. You're full of wonder. You're like no other. I could live forever in the overflow. Your love is wilder. Your love is wilder. Your praise is rising up inside my soul. You're full of wonder. You're like no other. I could live forever in the overflow. I'll live forever in the And this goes out to the worried, and this goes out to the stressed, sorting out a million thoughts running through your head. For everyone that's waiting for better days ahead, you're tired, you're frustrated, and leaving words unsaid. calms the storm, sometimes he makes it rain. Please don't hold your breath and just breathe. 'Cause it's a miracle we can breathe. There's power in the way that we breathe. Release your heavy burden and let everything that has breath praise the Lord. This is why we have breath to praise. Just breathe. 'Cause it's a miracle we can breathe. There's power in the way that we breathe. Release your heavy burdens and let everything that has breath praise the Lord. And this is why we have breath to praise. And everything that has breath praise the Lord. And this is why we have breath to praise. I'm breathing in oxygen. I can feel my heart. There it goes again. It's beating. I'm breathing in oxygen. I can feel my heart. There it goes again. It's beating. I'm breathing in oxygen. Oh, breathing. Oh, I'm breathing in oxygen. I can feel my heart. It's coming back again. I'm breathing in oxygen. It's coming back again. Breathing in oxygen. Oh. Let's sing this together. Let everything that has breath. Oh, let everything that has breath praise the Lord. This is why we have breath. Praise the Lord. Let everything that has breath praise the Lord. This is why we have breath. Praise the Lord.
Hey, good morning. There we go. My name is Matt, and I'm the lead pastor. You can have a seat. My name's Matt, and I'm the lead pastor here at Watershed. Welcome. Oh, yeah, thanks. One person is excited about that. I'm so glad that you're here. I got a chance to meet a few new folks this morning. There is a bit of a trickle, if not a full-on fire hose effect of people showing up here. This past Wednesday night, I got to spend about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes with 20 folks who are brand new to Watershed. And so if you're brand new, we want to welcome you. We want to let you know there's different ways for you to get involved as we move through, or as you move into the weeks ahead. More on that in just a minute. But first, I want to talk about student ministries. There is a retreat that's happening on November 3rd and 4th here at Watershed for junior and senior hires, middle school and senior high kids, and it is called the Mystery Voyage. And that name is real because Blair refuses to tell our staff exactly what is in store for this. So I'm really curious. I'm thinking about signing up myself. It's so curious. But if you have kids 6th through 12th grade, You can register through the QR code, and at some point, I'm quite sure that Blair will at least reveal to the parents what is going on, but you could probably need to keep that a secret to your middle or senior high kid. And then also, there's something for Halloween that's coming up also on November 27th, and I believe it is, I think there's a slide for that also. It's a fire pit kind of thing, Fireside Fright Night, October 27th, and that is 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. It's here at Watershed. I'm assuming there's like marshmallows maybe and food and all kinds of costumes are encouraged and games and things of that nature. More on that in the weeks ahead. And Blair, as she sends out communications throughout the week, all of this is going to be included in those as well. And then also I want to let you know there's some things for adults coming up too in the form of book clubs and different environments. We've talked about this over the last several weekends, but there's a book club called After Evangelicalism, and it's a opportunity. If you've gone through Preface and you have like even more questions now, you're like, all right, those were really helpful conversations, but I want to take it a little bit deeper into some of those areas. John and Teresa Roush, who's been around now for a little over a year, have gone through Preface, a ton of reclamation experiences, and have been on this journey themselves. They're hosting this book club. I know there's a couple of more book clubs that you can have access to as well. But this one, I think, is really, we want to highlight that one this morning. There's an Enneagram experience. And then, go back to the other slide. Let's hang out there for a second. There's an Enneagram experience that's Zoom and online, and then also one that's called The Body is Not an Apology. Those are all options for folks to jump into in the weeks ahead this fall and give yourself an opportunity to not just explore your spiritual life, your personal life, your fuller self, but then also the opportunity to meet new folks, which is really important as well here. And then also, I want to let you know that we are moving into November here in another month. We're going to start talking about kind of the next thing for Watershed. I know we spent time in the fall, or in the spring rather, in a Nevertheless campaign. So that was sort of like phase one of what is it going to take for us to move towards 2024. We've seen a lot of progress when it comes to the Nevertheless campaign. If you recall, part of that was, all right, we're going to start talking more about what it means to volunteer here, what it means to tell your story, which you've already started to see some of that take place, but then also what it means in terms of your resources. And there was a goal that we had set for ourselves as a community. We need to say, if we can raise $6,000 more per month, then that's going to offset some of the things that we're dealing with in terms of tenants in our space starting to be peeled away. We've already seen 2 of our renters, our tenants community here at Watershed that have moved on. We've got 4 more that are going to start to transition here between the end of November and the end of February. So that's about a $8,000 a month exodus. And so we're trying to recover those resources through our recurring giving. And so if you're brand new or you've been around for a while and you're wondering, all right, what does this do for Watershed when I give? Well, it helps fuel our student ministries. It helps fuel the transformation and the reclamation and the liberation that we're practicing and modeling here. It helps support our partnerships that you can learn more about as you're coming in the door. We're going to tell a little bit more of those stories in the weeks ahead as well. It fuels the work of awakening, struggling, and loving together so a different world is possible today. And I had coffee with someone this morning who pulled me aside. I was at Starbucks, which is kind of my watering hole. And this person had been here since the first year and going through this really tough time. Their parent is in the last few weeks of their life. And she went out of her way to say, I don't know what I would do without this Watershed community. The support, the way that people who have been here for the last 17 years for me are showing up and doing things that are just absolutely breathtaking. That's our DNA. That's our culture here. And so part of what we're doing is not just creating sustainability for a church, but also we're sowing seeds and we're building a future together that models everything that I've just referenced. And I hope you'll consider allowing your resources to be a part of it. My family gives. So many people give here at Watershed. And if you're interested in doing that in a recurring fashion, you can follow the QR code. There's secure boxes in the back. And thank you in advance for anything you have done and are considering doing moving forward. Can we take a minute and say hello to one another? Just kind of stand up and fist bump or elbow bump, say hi, meet somebody new. Thanks for being here this morning.
We're starting a new series this morning, and we're so glad that you're here and that you can be a part of this series launch. And I'm not going to steal any of Kim's thunder, I promise. I couldn't if I tried. But one of the things that we talk about often here at Watershed, and one of the things that we try to engage with an open mind and an open heart is kind of the deeper work of self. And I'm going to do a song that is called 3, and it's written by an artist who did a whole album for Enneagram numbers. And I'd encourage you to check it out. But really, this speaks to the deep inner work, the shadow self, the part that is hard to see, hard to name, hard to understand, and even harder to face. And so this morning, as we continue, this song may not resonate for you. You might not be a 3, but there are parts of you that are unseen. There are parts of you that are driving who you are as a person. And one of the hopes is that this is a safe place to take a look. For the first time I see an image of my brokenness, utterly worthy of love. Maybe I've done enough. And I finally see myself through the eyes of no one else. It's so exhausting on the silver screen, where I play the role of anyone but me. And I finally see myself unabridged and overwhelmed, a mess of a story I'm ashamed to tell. And I'm slowly learning how to break this spell. And I finally see myself. I only want what's Let my heart feel what it feels. Gold, silver, bronze hold no value here, where work and rest are equally revered. And I only want what's real. I set aside the highlight reel and leave my greatest failures on display with an asterisk worthy of love anyway. Maybe I've done enough. Your golden chakra. This trophy isn't real love. With or without, I am good enough.
So awkward. There's no video. Hi, good morning, everybody. My name is Kim Honeycutt. I'm on the teaching team here, and ecstatic to be here in front of you today. So, we just wrapped up a series called The Myth of Normal. It is a book by Dr. Gabor Mate. He's a trauma-informed psychiatrist. I'm a trauma-informed psychotherapist, so that was my wheelhouse. I was all over it. It was my idea that I took to the teaching team. They took care of it brilliantly. They stepped out of their comfort zone, and they were a part of that and did a great job. Well, they decided to retaliate against me. And Blair and David, in all their intellectual wisdom, came up with this theory called monster theory. And I'm the one kicking it off. I want y'all to know, I'm not smart enough to understand this, but the big thing is, I hate monsters. I hate ghosts, goblins, all that scary stuff. I can't stand it. I can't stand scary movies. I don't understand you people who paid money to go have your autonomic nervous system go hyperactive and go crazy. I don't understand why you do that. All you gotta do is make a loud noise right now, and I'm scared. That's all that it would take. So I cannot watch a scary movie. I don't like any of this stuff. And I need to tell you all this. I know y'all love Halloween. Y'all love dressing up. I detest Halloween. I can't stand it. And it's not a religious thing at all. It's not a Christian thing. I just don't understand. Like any other time of the year, if someone rang your doorbell, you would act like you're not home. And on that one day, you go to the door and you give them candy, like you somehow reward them from trying to scare you. Like I don't understand this whatsoever. And it's also just a therapist lens. I can't get Halloween. But as a little girl, the last time that I decided to participate in Halloween, I was in 4th grade. And so I want to see how well y'all know me. I want to see if y'all can guess what I dressed up as in 4th grade, the last time I did Halloween, all right? So we got multiple choice for you. So 1, did I dress as Urkel, Steve Martin, a Valley Girl, or Annie? Annie? What else? I got Annie. That's the main thing I heard. Okay, all guesses, right? Okay, I went as Steve Martin. Right? You got that. Y'all, I had a little white suit, a little black tie. That should have been a hint to somebody. Somebody should have picked up on that, but that's fine. And I had the arrow going through my head because he had this whole comedy stick, this crazy and wild guy comedy stick, and I thought he was great. But after that, I decided that there were too many, I'm such a weird kid, there were too many social justice issues in the world for me to be playing around and dressing up on Halloween. So y'all, as a little girl, I started my first nonprofit. Obviously, it was a fake nonprofit. But I started my first nonprofit, and I named it FUP. FUP. F-U. F-U-P. Find us, please. Because I had become aware of how many children were missing in this country, and that there were monsters taking children away from families, and I felt like no one was looking for them, so I was going to find them. And I had this social justice lens as a young child. Any Enneagram 8s in the house? And yeah, okay, y'all a little calm for 8s. Like, I was a little reserved. Where's Gabby? Did you not scream, Gabby? Oh, darn. Darn. Last week she was an 8, y'all. I'm telling you, she's in a journey. She's in a journey. It's all good. This is the place for that. It's all good. But so this is how I can bring monster theory to you today and try to comprehend this complex theory, is because monster theory does a beautiful job of bringing racism, homophobia, transphobia, how women are treated, marginalized groups, climate problems. It brings all that in a way that gets represented in a very creative way. So let me give you a definition of monster theory, and this is developed by Jeffrey Cohen, and that is monster theory is a way of looking at monsters in movies, books, the Bible, stories, and even social media to understand what they represent in society. So they are even more than just scary creatures. Like it's a mirror, it's a reflection of our fears, our own internalized desires, and things that we have fear about in the world around us and also the world within us. So recently, to give you an example, Larissa and I watched The Little Mermaid because I can't watch scary movies, so we watch children's movies. And so we watched The Little Mermaid, the most recent version. And so, it starts off, and Melissa McCarthy plays Ursula, right? She's the sea witch creature. She's the monster in the movie. I can't take her as a monster for nothing. She's just too funny. But the whole thing is that she's opposing Ariel from going into, because Ariel wants to go, and Ariel, whatever her name is, she wants to go and to be a part of a different world and no longer be a mermaid and go with people who have feet and walk around. She's found somebody she loves, and she wants to merge these two worlds. And this is too different. These two worlds are too different. They're not allowed to come together. And so the idea is that Ursula is the monster, and then it becomes about differences. That the monster is the fact that the two worlds are too different. But then it happens, and obviously, it has a nice ending, and we see that two different worlds can interact, can come together, and things can be harmonious, things can be okay. Well, then, certain white people watched that movie, and they were very bothered that Ariel was brown. And so then her being brown became the monster to them because they weren't represented on the screen. And then we see what's really about. The monster becomes racism. And that's what monster theory does, and it's very complex. And he came up with 7 theses, and as these weeks go and different people stand up here and talk about the series, you may hear all 7, you may just hear 2 or 3. I just know David's going to talk about Godzilla next week. Like that part's guaranteed. But there's a brilliance too, and there's 2 of them that I'm going to share with you, and I'm going to combine them, and we're going to talk about those today. And the 4th one, and they'll put it on the screen, the 4th thesis that he came up with has to do with the monster dwells at the gate of differences. And the 6th one is a fear of the monster is really a kind of desire. Y'all, I've researched this to the best of my ability, and I've merged that together and came up with my own thesis, and that's what we're going to talk about today, which is we are attracted and repulsed at differences. We are attracted and repulsed at and by differences. See, it shows the human condition, and ironically, it just does it in the form of a monster, but it shows us that we have such a hard time letting other people be human and letting ourselves be human, that